survive another one. It's 16 in a row. Welcome to the Schaefer Center. I'm Tim Roberts. Along with me is Mark Ward, filling in for Rob Price tonight. And tonight we have got a good one for you. The Lions will be hosting a doubleheader against the Oklahoma City University Stars. Now, of course, first start off with the women, where the Stars come in ranked number 3 in the nation, while the Lady Lions at 8-7 and 2-3 in conference are going to be aiming to try to upset one of the best teams in the nation. They come in at 8-1 and 5 overall. Like I said, number 3 in the nation. A chance to make a statement, really. Lady Lions made a bit of a statement on Saturday night, blowing out Science and Arts. Talk about that win a little bit, Mark.
Well, Saturday's game, the Lions did do just that. They were solid on the boards, almost doubling the Drovers. Nia Winston, 16 points. A freshman, Lakin Ward, 16 points and 9 boards. I love the way her game is coming along. Charity Page, another freshman, 12 points. Another freshman, Alexis McAfee, 10 points. And Shakita Roberts, 11 boards. And they only gave her 3 shots. I think I counted 5, but she swats everything and looked very good. And the team had them down at the half, 45-19. And they needed that kind of confidence when you're facing a team like this tonight.
Absolutely. This is, like I said, one of the best teams currently leading the conference standings. Lady Lions stand at 7th overall in the standings, but that 4 through 9 is one big fluidic state right now. Only one game separates the 4th team from the 9th team. However, the top 2 are not that case. Oklahoma City number 1 at number 3 in the nation. Oklahoma Baptist is number 2 at number 7 in the nation. So 2 top 10 teams leading the way. Talk a little about the strength of this conference, the ladies' side.
You know, if you check the website out for the SAGU Athletic Conference, they've had 84 national championships in all the different sports. And in the women's division, there are perennial powers. The Stars, by the way, went 16-0 in the conference last year. That's a rarity that someone can run the table, and they're 5-0. So under their new coach, they're 21-0, and the strength goes well down to the middle of the pack.
Yeah, that's very well. Well, let's head over to the sideline now, where Tyler Marie is standing by with head coach Harlan Beatles. Tyler?
Thanks, guys. Now, Coach, tell me, what was working so well for the offense on Saturday against Science and Arts?
Well, we did take good shots, but the biggest thing, I think, was our offensive rebounding. Boy, we really rebounded the ball well, and we out-rebounded them by, 10, 15 rebounds, and that makes a big difference in your score because you stick it back up when you miss it.
Now, Coach, the team we're playing tonight, Oklahoma City, has been ranked number 3 in the nation, and they've outscored their opponents about an average of 23 points a game. Tell me, how are we going to hang with this team tonight?
Well, actually, they were number 2 last week. They dropped to number 3 this week. They're a great team. The thing that we have to do is we just cannot have turnovers. And if we don't turn the ball over, and I told the girls if we can rebound even with them, I didn't say we have to out-rebound them, but we got to be able to hang in there pretty good on the boards with them, and then you just can't turn the ball over. They run a lot of full court pressure, either man-to-man full court pressure or 2-2-1 full court pressure. So it's going to be a challenge, and they're a great team, and we'll be a better team after playing them because they'll make us get better.
Thank you so much, Coach, and good luck in tonight's game. Back to you, Tim.
Thank you, Tyler. Thank you, Coach Beadle.
Thank you so
now,
much,
again,
and good
OCU
luck.
comes into this game a pure powerhouse. They've only lost 1 game all year. That's to number 14, Benedictine, so no slouch there. They've also scrimmaged back in preseason Baylor and Texas A&M. Now, they got beat by Handy Sums, but they put 61 up on Texas A&M, a perennial NCAA Division I tournament contender. This is a very solid team, and they have got a very good defense. Only 2 teams have scored 70+ against the Stars this year, and both of those teams were in the top 20 in the NAIA rankings. So they are just solid on defense. They're number 4 in the nation in total rebounds a game with 49, but that's not the end of the story, Mark. Talk a little bit about their offense.
Latricia Trammell's team comes in here scoring in a lot of different ways. They don't even have to try three-pointers because their inside game is so solid. Yvonne Neal is averaging 16 points a game. She'll be wearing number 22. She leads them with threes with 18. Ulimantu Koulibaly. I don't know about you, but I just feel good saying that name, but maybe not after watching her tonight. She wears number 21, a 6'2" junior. She's averaging 14 points a game and 9 boards for the Stars. And if the Stars come out tonight, if they shine tonight, it's not going to be a good night for SAGU. Autumn Lau with 13.6 points a game. Kaylee McKenzie with 12, and Kara Pugh at 11 points a game. They have a lot of different ways to beat you. They're very efficient on offense, and they're taller than most teams SAGU has faced.
They are a big team. Just watching them down here in pregame shooting, they have a lot of players that can shoot, and they got a lot of players that can tower over you. Those girls really spearhead an offense that outscores their opponents by 22 points a game. They average 83.7 points per game, and talk about that height. Number 3 in the nation in offensive rebounds a game, averaging 19 offensive boards. That's critical right there.
And if you resort to playing physical with them, this team is shooting over 71% of their free throws. So it's like picking your poison. You better stop them first, because if you foul them, they're knocking them down.
It definitely is a little bit like that. Well, some key players for Lady Lions tonight that I feel like. First of all, let's talk about Lakin Ward. You mentioned her a second ago. Had 16 points on Saturday night in just 18 minutes. That's taking advantage of your playing time. She had just 14 points in the previous 4 games. She also added 9 rebounds. 6 of those were offensive. Another girl I see, Charity Page. She had 12 points on Saturday, 5 rebounds. Alexis McCaffey, 10 points on Saturday, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Now, you notice none of these players are the starters. I'm not mentioning Shakita Roberts, not mentioning Nia Winston, Taylor Hill, Jai Rodriguez, because if you want to have a chance today to knock off one of the best teams in the nation, you can't just rely on your 3 stars. This is going to have to be a complete team effort. Every single Lady Lion that touches the floor tonight is going to have to play out of her mind. Is going to have to play just the best game of the season. And those 3 girls all just put up their highest point totals of the season on Saturday. They're going to need to top those if they have a chance to beat the number 3 team in the nation tonight. It definitely will not be easy, but I think Coach Beadle's team is up to the task. At the very least, they're up to proving that they belong in this division. They're up to proving that they can hang with some of the best, and they've got some of the best tonight.
Well, the Lions can certainly come out and know that their zone defense is one of the top 10 in the country. They're holding opponents to like 32, 33% shooting. They have their hands full tonight, and even if they come up on the short side against a team that's in the top 5 in the country, this is a good opportunity to show your wares and to prove your mettle and prepare yourself for tougher competition down the road.
It's a good way to find out what you're made of, but we'll find out what they're made of coming up next. We're going to have starting lineups and the tip-off right here on the SAGU Sports Network.
At guard, sophomore number 23, Markeisha Johnson. At guard, senior number 14, Caleb McKenzie. At guard, junior number 3, Satoria Pennies. And at forward, senior number 34, Kara Pugh. Head coach for the Stars is Latricia Trammell. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineups for your SAGU Lady Lions. At guard, sophomore from Waxahachie, Texas, number 13, Taylor Hill. At guard, senior from Garland, Texas, number 14, Nia Winston. At forward, freshman from Cleveland, Arkansas, number 24, Lakin Ward. At wing, freshman from DeSoto, Texas, number 25, Alexis McAfee. And at senior. Senior from San Antonio, Texas, number 32, Shaquita Roberts. Head coach for Lady Lions is our Beagles assistant coach is Corey Henry.
And you see there the starting lineup of the Stars taking the court, where the Lions get their final instructions from Coach Beatles. And there's one thing you notice during the run out for the Stars, it is the height. Ulamatu Coulibaly comes in at 6'2", and Kara Pugh, also starting, comes in at 6'2". Meanwhile, over on the bench, number 15, Tomatrice Collins at 6'1". So that's 3 players at 6'1" or taller for this Stars team. The Lady Lions, the best they can offer is Charity Page at 6 foot, and Shaquita Roberts at 6 foot. Height could be a very huge advantage for the Stars tonight.
Well, you'll see which of the Lady Lions step up against that. Will they be intimidated, or will they go ahead and say, hey, we're going to bring it too?
Coulibaly wins the tip-off, and we are underway from the Schaefer Center. We thank you for joining us wherever you are worldwide. Coulibaly driving inside, going up strong, getting offensive rebound and the foul. So right there, you see the strength, the ability to get the rebound. And as you mentioned, Mark, there won't just be a hack-a-shack mentality tonight, because the Stars are good from the line.
Well, when they have an easy basket right under the hoop last night, I mean, right there, you almost don't want to foul them. You just say, you know what, you got it right under the basket. I'm not going to foul you, because we're going to need Shaquita Roberts to stay in the game.
That's very true. You really can't resort to a heavy-handed physical attack, because if you lose some of your best players, any hope you have of hanging in this one is probably going to vanish pretty quickly. They come to the line. Taylor Hill leading down the court. A bit of a full court press look from the Stars. Taking Ward back over to Hill. Ward coming off her best game, well, of her collegiate career, as brief as it is. Hill, service from the outside, will pass it back over. Ball is out of bounds, lost. Lady Lions will retain possession with just 6 on the shot clock, and you see the physicality and the swarmingness of this Stars defense. Tough for the Lady Lions to even try to get inside.
Hill is going to have to shoot it, and that was blocked.
And shot clock violation, so one trip down the court, don't get a shot off, don't really get an attempt even to do anything.
I'm not sure what Hill was thinking there. She only had 5 seconds to begin with and drove way too close in amongst the redwoods.
Inside, knocked away. Roberts picks it up and gets the steal. And that's one way, if you are an underdog, to flip things very quickly. If you can make your opponent play worse turnover-wise. Winston from outside misses. And the rebound is picked up by Markeisha Johnson. Here comes Kayla McKenzie inside, and that is Autumn Huffman with the lay-in. Pushes the OCU lead to 4.
She is so short, she's only 5'9".
That's about as short as the starting 5 offers on the Stars team. Hill trying to just, again, at this point, just trying to find any way inside. McCaffey with the shot, too far, goes off, and weak sound rebound picked up by Coulibaly. Outside, 3-point attempt, no good from Kayla McKenzie, but the putback off the rebound, Autumn Huffman. And Coach Beatles calls timeout, 3 minutes in, 6-0 Stars, and this is kind of the way you mashed it up. You saw the height advantage, you saw how good this defense could be, and so far, 3 trips down the court and no real opportunity for the Lady Lions. 3 trips down the court and 6 easy points, really, from Oklahoma City.
Yeah, the only good-looking shot was the one that Nia took from the perimeter. It was about a quarter down before it spun out. The last one by McAfee on the baseline was well off, and then Hills didn't even get a shot off. So two shots out of 3 possessions down. This OKC team, their colors are blue and white, but with the black, so far they're beating us black and blue, scoring on each possession.
And it's definitely going to be a strategy, try to make the Lady Lions settle for deep shots. They have some threats, but that one's picked off by McKenzie. Driving down the floor, she pulls up, doesn't get the roll, but she'll draw the foul and head to the line. Looks like the foul's going to come in against, I believe, Shakita Roberts is the initial call.
You saw the pass there from down low across the paint, a risky pass by Lakin Ward. She was indicated to her teams, my bad, I won't make that one again. You know, Lakin just a year ago led her high school team to the state championship in Arkansas, and very strong individual leader, a good scorer, and she has begun to find her niche here for SAGU. She's wearing number 24.
Well, she has proven herself to Coach Beatles so far, as that one could not be handled by McAfee, and it's turned over again. Stars just having their way so far in the first 3 minutes of this one. Here comes McKenzie, back over to Johnson. Johnson out to Neal. And the foul is going to come in here, and this is going to be interesting who they call it on. And it's going to come against, see, wait here for the official report, and it's going to come against Nia Winston. So for the Lady Lions, not even 3 minutes in, 2 fouls on Shakita, 1 foul on Winston. That's not what you want in the early going. Just inside, strong move of the basket, can't get the fall as Coulibaly. And the Lady Lions will push it back up. Taylor Hill leading the way. Autumn Lau is set to check in for the Stars. Ward dishes it back out to Hill. Here's Winston. Shot clock ticks under 12 seconds. Good dish into Ward, but she can't go up with it. Ball's knocked loose, and the Stars will come away with it. Another Lady Lions turnover. Kayla McKenzie.
That ball was stripped away as she made her way into the paint.
Neal with the 3, can't get to land though. Good job by Ward. Almost turned it over on a travel, but got it out just before she fell on her back. Hill with the shot.
Oh!
Lakin Ward with the offensive rebound, and the putback doesn't go. She mentioned she had 6 offensive boards on Saturday night, helping really spark that blowout. Another shot does not go for the Stars. And so Lakin Ward getting an early board, but got to get those putbacks. In a game like this where 4 minutes in you haven't managed to score, you got to take advantage of those opportunities. Hill out to Winston. Drives inside, throws it up strong, and it will go. That's the way you got to get it tonight. Just go in strong, toss it up towards the basket, and hope the bounces go your way. Roberts with the defense does not get it though. McKenzie gets the layup, and it's 10-2 Oklahoma City.
Nia Winston still leads the Sooner Conference in scoring, hitting about 17 points a game, has done very well, a number of games over 20. And she's the only player for SAGU that's scoring in double figures, and you can see why right there with a big 3.
Right on cue, Winston launches it from downtown. She has 5 points on the night now, all 5 of the Lady Lions points. 10-5 lead for Oklahoma City. Good dish inside. That won't go, though, off the hands of Autumn Huffman. So Taylor Hill pushes it down. Lady Lions seem to have settled down a little bit. Knocked down 2 shots, try to get a little momentum going here.
Coach Beatles is pulling in some reserves. There's Shakita with, oh, we've had a couple of good looks down there.
Another offensive board almost picked up by Ward. She couldn't quite get it. And yes, Jara Rodriguez is set to check in, as well as Charity Page. Fresh legs is something you will need tonight going against a very physical Stars team. And that's going to be Roberts with the block. Another one tipped away. And another 2 offensive rebounds. The 3rd one finally goes, and the foul. And that's going to send Coulibaly to the line. Roberts initially had the block. They were unable to corral it in, though. Another rebound for Coulibaly, and another score for Coulibaly as she will head to the line and try to turn to a 3-point play.
Well, the Lions just sent Charity Page, number 35, in from Nacogdoches, playing it forward, and Jaira Rodriguez, a junior forward, number 15. Charity is primarily a rebounder, and Jaira has got a nice three-point shot from the outside.
Winston pulls up jumper, knocks it down. So Winston finding her stroke now 6 minutes into the first half. She has 7 straight points for the Lions. Ball almost knocked loose, and Winston comes away with the steal. She's fast down the court, and she just outruns Satoria Pettis to the basket, gets the layup, and Winston has 9 points. And just like that, the Lady Lions have trimmed the lead back to 12-9 thanks to the play of Nia Winston.
Well, the senior from Garland steps in and knocks down, I think, 3 straight shots. That was a nice little 10-footer on the baseline. And the team, to be honest with you, they're going to have to ride her hot hand. So far this season, they haven't had any kind of consistency with a 2 or a 3 scorer. And they'll need Nia to find the range. And if she can start hitting from the outside with the 3-point shot, the Lions can make this a very competitive game.
Well, that's about that last layup, too, was the awareness of seeing that Pettis was right on her. She's used to being the fastest player on the court. She might not have been in that situation. Number 3 right there directing traffic for the Stars right now. She did a good job of identifying where she was and going up with the layup. And Winston gets another steal. So right now, Nia Winston trying to spearhead the Lady Lions into this game as they are taking on the number 3 team in the nation. Rodriguez just handles it.
Well, the team is on a 9-4 run after falling behind 8-0. And a nice pass inside to Charity Page from Taylor Hill. Excellent feed. And the Lions are down by 1. Impressive way to bounce back from that quick deficit.
And that was just a great look from Taylor Hill, dishing it inside and Page going up strong. And it's, down to a 1-point deficit. Foul's going to come here, and it will be against Taylor Hill. So, after the first 3 or 4 minutes, it looked like they might be in for a long night from the initial gun. But the Lady Lions finding their way back in here, showing a little bit of toughness in their own gym. McKenzie dishes it back over to Neal. Pardon me, that's Johnson. Johnson back over to McKenzie. Swarming Lady Lions defense, and that's going to draw a foul. Looks like some feet got tangled up, and it's going to be against Cassie Cox.
Cassie, who is a standout with the volleyball team, comes in, just got there a little late and tripped her up. She's wearing number 33. She's 6'1", out of Lufkin.
Strong move, and that's Koulibaly again, just posting Cassie Cox out.
I don't
trusting the glass.
I don't think backing her down low is going to be very effective.
Here comes Taylor Hill and just gets the ball knocked away by Markeisha Johnson. And here come the Stars. Albany Anderson dishes it back over to Autumn Huffman. Another move by Koulibaly.
Oh, Jaira Rodriguez fighting with her well. Another rebound.
Another, and the Stars come away with looked like 3 straight offensive rebounds, and that's going to get Coach Beatles to his feet. Invoking his players to try to get that ball. You can't give a team this good that many opportunities, and Albany Anderson proves why, knocking down the 2-point jumper from just inside the line. Again, Mark, you just can't let a team get off the hook like that. They missed 4 straight shots almost, and you can't pull down the rebound. You have to get them off the court.
Well, it's demoralizing when you force another team to miss.
There's Winston with a 3. She has 12 points on the night now.
Nia ripped the nets from the left wing.
Doesn't look like her scoring lead in the conference is going to be in much jeopardy right now, and that's going to be a travel called on Koulibaly, turning the ball back over. So you mentioned it right after kind of a demoralizing possession where you could not get the Stars to give you the ball back. Nia Winston goes right down the court, knocks down a clutch 3, As we approach the 11-minute mark, it's a 2-point ball game. Whistle comes in here. It's going to be a foul against Albany Anderson. Looks like a hold down low, and that's just the first foul against the Stars. Playing very good basketball so far. Jairo Rodriguez gets it in the corner, and Wisely tries to get rid of it, but it's knocked away. Johnson.
Not a very wise pass. Cox had somebody right on her hip, and Jairo tried to force it in there, but she makes up for it there with a nice board.
Shot was short from the arm. Winston pulls it up. That's going to be just off target and a little bit short. Winston with 12 points. Wasn't quite feeling it on that one. Taylor Hill.
Oh, Hill. She kept backpedaling until she was underneath the basket. No one stepped out to stop the penetrator, and that was a very easy bucket.
Yeah, that was a good play by Kayla McKenzie. Backing Hill really entirely out of position. The foul occurred nowhere near the basket. The shot was made, the contact occurred really almost probably a step beyond the baseline. And that's Hill's second foul. Lady Lions are in foul trouble at this point. That is their 7th foul of the half. So they are in the bonus, not even halfway through this, and the 3-point play is converted. 19-14 Oklahoma City.
Well, as long as the defender's going to keep backing up and giving ground, it makes it real easy for them to keep you on the defensive.
Dorsey has it swatted away, trying to dish it over to Winston. And right now, I think that's definitely your strategy. Nia Winston with 12 of the 14 points on the board for SAGU.
Well, they just called a foul on Oklahoma City, number 22, Yvonne Neal.
No, actually, that was, I believe they're resetting the shot clock to 22.
Oh, okay. Well, I was thinking optimistically.
You can read that either way, though. And they are, they're trying to get the shot clock reset to 22. It's currently at 21.
You can see Latricia Trammell, the second-year coach. What a way to come in, take a program that's already good, a perennial power, and just kick it up a notch. Last year, 16-0 in league play. That's the first time in years that someone has ran the table.
And that is just not an easy thing to do in this conference. As we've mentioned, this is just a solid conference top to bottom. I mean, you have maybe some lower teams here and there that you would consider easier wins, so to speak. But that top 4, we mentioned it in the last game on Saturday, almost considered unassailable. That top 4 is so hard to break into. So to find a way to beat every team, and especially to sweep teams, just a very impressive feat. Well, we're having a little bit of clock problems here apparently at the Schaefer Center, and it's always a good time to remind you to stay connected with our social media initiative. Facebook, SAGU Sports Network, Twitter at SAGU Sports Net, Instagram and YouTube. Great for catching all the latest highlights, all the latest news. And when the Lions hit the road, it'll be the best way to keep up with how they're doing in those games. Especially stay tuned tomorrow. The new national polls will drop. And the men currently ranked number 2 in the nation. Unlikely to move up. Checked earlier this week, and Pikeville had not lost. So it's very unlikely they'll eclipse number 2, but they'd like to be able to hold that number 2 spot for another week. Nice place to be after finishing number 2 last year. Rising back to what took you an entire year to get to, and just about 6 weeks into the season.
Well, so far, midway in the first half, Oklahoma City is 7 out of 19 from the field. That's 36%. The Lions, 6 out of 12, or a few turnovers, have cost them in the early going. They're 2 out of 3 beyond the arc. The Stars 0 for 2. They don't really make a whole lot of headway outside there, but they do fire some to keep you honest. And in rebound, SAGU has 7, and the stats we're getting says that Oklahoma City has 12. It seems like they've got a lot more than that.
It feels like just about every shot they've missed, they've got the offensive rebound somehow, and on a couple of those possessions, feels like they pulled down at least 3. Well, we're still waiting for some shot clock issues to be dealt with here.
McKenzie leads the Stars with 7 points. Winston has 12 for SAGU. Leading rebounders, Huffman has 5 for OCU, and Lakin Ward has 3 so far for the Purple Pride.
Well, we finally got that second back on the shot clock. I'm sure it was worth the wait. And the Lady Lions inbound now. Get a little bit of a breather. I'm not going to, that actually kind of aids the Lady Lions, I feel like, a little bit. They're hanging tough with the Stars. Kind of helps to get about a 2-minute warning at this point to get your air. And Winston, that definitely helped her. She knocks down another 3. She has 15 points in the first 9 minutes and 40 seconds of this game, keeping the Lady Lions in this one all by herself right now. It's 19-17.
And the team has picked up their defensive intensity out, trapping out on the wings. That's going to go to Lady Lions.
Winston knocked it loose, and it went off a Star's foot last. Lady Lions forced the turnover.
Monica Dorsey got the assist to Winston. Dorsey, I believe, is from Saxe High School.
Cassie Cox inside to Winston, who somehow gets it up, almost goes, not quite. And the foul's going to come here against Cassie Cox. That's going to be her second.
Looked like she had inside position.
And it is the 8th foul, and since it's a loose ball foul, it will be free throws for the Stars. And when you're doing everything in your power to hang with the number 3 team in the nation, it's definitely a little disheartening to see them on the line this early in the half. Every foul from here on out will put them on the line, and the first free throw is good from Autumn Lau, the 5'10" senior from Mount Wolf, Pennsylvania. We see the replay here. And yeah, it looks like just a little bit of scrapping for the ball, but the foul is called on Cassie Cox.
Lau's averaging 13-6 a game, and as we mentioned in the pregame talk, the Stars can certainly hit free throws, 71% coming in, and just that innocent foul on the baseline. If players walk the end of the court, 2 points.
And it's something you don't want to do, commit a foul on their end. Ja Rodriguez for 3 off the front of the rim. Your defense has been doing pretty well so far. No reason to let them get those free shots. It'd be different if you're getting completely torched on the inside, but you're finding a way of drawing some balls loose. Long three-pointer here, missed by Neal. Rebound is picked up, and a travel called against Kara Pugh. Turns it over after she picked up the offensive rebound. Monica Dorsey will inbound the ball to Nia Winston.
Well, today's the first day back for students to start the next semester. Looks like they're out getting some much-needed grub and not in the gym yet. Kind of a small crowd for the Lady Lions game. But we're in this game 21-17. The pace so far is definitely going the way of Oklahoma City. If they double these points and have 40 at the half, the Lions are only giving up 59 a game, so that would not be to our favor.
But so far, Lady Lions finding a way on offense. Again, that way is Nia Winston, obviously. But they are staying with it. Rodriguez gets the ball back over to Winston. Gets it over to Hill. Rodriguez at the top of the key, back over to Winston. Gets the defender in the air, and that's going to be blocked by Autumn Lau. Back the other way come the Stars. Foul called on Ja Rodriguez. That's the 9th foul of the half. First against Rodriguez. Welcome to the club. Every single Lady Lion on the floor has a foul against her right now.
And on the line is the Stars' leading scorer on the season, Yvonne Neal out of California. She not only gives them some solid play out on the perimeter, but with her style of play, she adds a little color, not to mention what you see there in her hair.
Well, she is the leading scorer, but those are the first 2 points from her for the game. The Stars been finding it other places, currently led by Kayla McKenzie with 7. Spreading the ball around, not the same for the Lady Lions. Good long pass to Ja Rodriguez, lays it up and in. Great identification that you have the open player sneaking in the back door. Lead is back to 4. 3-point shot here is off the mark. And the Stars just gobbling up every rebound. Another three-pointer, no good. And that's going to go off Lady Lions' hands, and another offensive rebound. Lau knocks it down, and again, miss a shot, get the rebound, miss a shot, get the rebound, walk away with 2. I think the Stars are okay with that equation. 2 offensive rebounds for 2 points.
Well, from what I hear from insiders at the Stars camp, that's a part of their MO all season. We're solid enough on the boards. Even if we're not hitting, we can throw it up, catch the offensive carom, and be able to convert.
Lakin Ward draws the foul, so she'll go to the line. Knocks down the first, and that's her first points on the night. Coming off the best venture of her season.
I love her leadership. She's one of those type players who you look in her eyes and she says, we're not losing.
It's a good thing to see. It's a good, really, when you see Nia Winston as a senior, on her way out, playing her last season, playing some great basketball right now, obviously. It's good to see someone that can come in that you can say, okay, maybe they can fill in the shoes. Kara Pugh knocks down the three. They've been trying there a couple of times, and it finally works for them. Pushes the lead to 7.
Now that's disheartening. A 6'2" center from Bishop McGinnis High School says, I can beat you from 19 feet. She buried that one.
Winston tries to respond. She does. Knocks down another 3. Nia Winston putting on a show right now.
Well, with an intended pun, Winston is smoking hot.
And Winston gets the interception. She's going to try to split the defender. She does. Misses the layup, but Taylor Hill comes away with it. Back out to McAfee.
She looked like she got a little too far under the basket on that.
Well, she was trying to split the defenders, and that led her too far. Good drive inside, lays it up and in. Charity Page draws the foul. It's back to a 2-point game, and Page is going to the line to try to make it 1.
This is one of your players that you feel like she can be an anchor and a foundation. Her and Lakin Ward in the future, that looks very solid, and a great spirit by this young lady.
So after falling down by 7, the Lady Lions respond with 6 quick points off the three-pointer and the three-point play. And they're just not going away right now. Every time it looks like Oklahoma City wants to turn this into the route they're used to, the Lady Lions fight back a little bit. Easy inside, doesn't go, but another offensive board, and that one will go. And what's really hurting you right now is you've given up that many offensive rebounds. You've been that dominated down low in the post, and you're only down by 3. Yeah. Obviously, there's still a lot of game to go, and right now, the Lady Lions are hanging with it. All credit to them. But if you could have found a way to pull out just 1 or 2 of those, you'd be in the lead right now.
Well, it would be easy to be critical of their players down low. We have not done that well this season. We're still looking for a few forwards or centers who are going to really assert themselves on the board. But the team they're going up against tonight, that's a tough road to hoe facing Oklahoma City University. And you know, right now for SAGU's, counting tonight, we have played 5 games in 10 days. And while that's going to be certainly a fatigue issue, this is because in December we had 2 games that were postponed because of the ice storm, and we made up one of them last Monday against Southwestern Christian, and tonight is the second one to Oklahoma City. And the Lions, I felt, weren't going to be ready for them in December, and at least so far tonight, we're proving some mettle here.
Yeah, that's definitely considered. Obviously, you have to throw the extra game on there now, so you just played Saturday, but luckily a lot of starters got rest late in that one because you were up so big. But that is a very good point, that the Lady Lions had not quite gelled yet back in December. Still getting back the players that were injured last year are gone, trying to get the new freshmen in there. Coach Beto's unsure what his lineup is going to look like. Lakin Ward wasn't even starting back then yet. He's put together his team now and has a much more solid look to show these stars today than he would have back in December. That's knocked away. Saved by Hill, though. Inside is McAfee, and that's going to be a foul. Reach in on Kara Pugh.
Yeah, not a really good pass. Probably a bounce pass would have been better. But you have to like the aggressiveness of the freshman guard.
And what I like so far is the Lady Lions haven't just resorted to taking all outside shots. They're still challenging inside, trying to find a way to slice through this Stars defense. Quickly down the court, no good, picked up by McAfee, and she'll hang on to it. Outside to Winston, gets double teamed on the corner. Good pass over to Hill. Great pass inside to Lakin Ward. That's some Coach Beatles-led teamwork right there.
Release the Lakin.
Right there, just granted, Winston finding a way to get the ball over to Hill, and then Hill identifying Lakin Ward inside.
Lakin Ward, you have to like her drive.
Inside, and that's going to be a foul against Charity Page. Just getting a little bit too aggressive over the back of Autumn Lau.
Well, that's the issue that comes whenever you back a player, is coming over their back or reaching around. They're going to call it every time.
Lady Lions are in the double bonus now, so this is 2 free shots from Lau. First one is good. But again, there's no other way to play right now. You can't play conservative. You can't play on your heels because the Stars will put you there and keep you there. You have to stay in their face. You have to keep on playing aggressive. That style's shown so far with 10 fouls in less than 15 minutes. Second shot is no good. Good rebound by Charity Page. Every defensive rebound feels like a breath of fresh air for the Lady Lions right now. Taylor Hill leading him down the court. McAfee getting, and the Stars will challenge you all the way out. Driving inside is Winston. She makes the shot, but the foul was on the floor. Had that shot counted, she'd have been going to the line with a chance to take the lead, but they're going to rule that it happened on the floor. It'll be the 5th foul against the Stars. Winston drives in again.
Yeah, it looked like there was a little contact there, but the Stars are contesting these.
And Taylor Hill just picks that one up. That pass was not sure who was intended for, but Taylor Hill will take it.
Hill is the point guard, very feisty sophomore, right out of Waxahachie High School. I couldn't even pronounce our own town here.
That's
Waxahachie.
I think you learned it by now. I can understand other people, but Taylor Hill looking, shot clock down to 8. And she's going to draw the foul against Autumn Huffman, and that's good timing for Lady Lions. Shot clock was ticking down to 5 seconds, and they did not have a look. That'll reset the clock and be the 6th foul against the Stars. So from now on, the Lady Lions will be in the bonus. Hill needs to get it in, and she does to Winston. Going toe-to-toe with Yvonne Neal. Good pass over to Hill. Teardrop layup. It will dribble around, won't go, and it's going to be a push in the back. We'll see who is going to be called against. And it's going to be against the Stars, number 24, Autumn Huffman. And that will send, I believe, we'll see who is actually on. It's going to send Charity Page to the line. She was walking down. I'm not sure if she knew that she was the one that had been called on. So she goes to the line with the 1-and-1.
You know, she had a number of colleges looking at her and chose SAGU for the atmosphere, for the spiritual environment, and of course the basketball program here has been solid for a number of years, and a veteran coach like Arlen Beatles. She is from Nacogdoches, Texas.
Page hits 1 out of 2 and cuts the lead to 31-30. Not gonna lie, a little bit of a surprise. After this game started out the way it did, you thought you might be looking at a 20-point deficit in the eyes by halftime. Strong drive in from Autumn Lau. Just goes strong off the glass. And when a player goes up like that, surrendering their whole body but getting the ball that high in the air, there's no choice but just kind of let them score. Either that or try to draw the foul and let them get a 3-point play. Here comes Hill for 3. Rolls in and out. That close to a tie ball game, but great rebound, spin around jumper from Charity Page. Great awareness of where she was on the court, getting the defense out of position. And Page knocks that one loose. Picked up by the Stars, though, and the lay-in is good.
Well, Neal came in and made us pay for that one. The defense looked so good at the beginning of that sequence, and it looked like it was about to collapse. You saw Charity Page deflect the ball inside. The Stars are just a good, efficient shooting team.
Well, they've been missing a lot tonight, but they have not let their misses count against them, getting a lot of rebounds. Foul going to happen here on the floor. It's going to come against Autumn Lau, and that will send Lakin Ward to the line.
She usually does well there. She's from a suburb out of Little Rock called Cleveland, Arkansas. Led her team to the state finals, and last year she was the most valuable player in the Arkansas State High School tournament. A lot of good stories about her on the internet.
Ward hits the first. And again, if you're the Lady Lions right now, you're down by 2, and you can honestly say you've missed more opportunities than the Stars have. You've let them get so many offensive rebounds. You've let, again, like that last trip down the court, let turnovers slip right through your fingers. Lady Lions playing very solid basketball right now, making a bit of a statement. Again, just 17 minutes in, long ways to go in this one, but skipping the step of the Lady Lions at the moment. Long pass, three-point shot, no good. Hits the shot clock, and that'll go over to SAGU. Kara Pugh, she had a three-pointer a while back. No such luck there.
You know, the Stars only have 10 players on their roster, probably the shortest bench in the league. The good thing for that is if you're one of the non-starters, you're going to get some time to play, and for a nationally ranked team.
Winston, long pass over to Rodriguez, and Rodriguez is going to travel. Interesting stat to notice right now. Lady Lions at 34 points. Winston still at 18. She had 18 when they were at, I believe, 24, or maybe even 23. So the Lady Lions finding ways to score now without having to rely on Winston. Another three-point shot, and that one is good. Crowd wanted to travel. They didn't get it. Pugh knocks it down.
That's her second trifecta of the first half.
And again, when a 6'2" senior and listed as a center is the one knocking down the three-pointers, you know you have a very well-rounded team. Winston over to Hill. She's wide open in the corner. Rodriguez identifies that and tries to fake the defense off. Winston does not get it to go, and Rodriguez can't get the rebound. We're under 2 minutes to play, and the Stars are up by 4. Devontae Neal thinks about the three. Instead, she will drive, gets fouled going in.
Boy, if she did not go with the up and under move, she was going to have that ball off the top of her head. Charity Page there defending. And Neal just takes it right to the rack, pulls up. I thought she was going to make the shot the way it looked, a nice scoop shot.
Foul will come against Lakin Ward. That will be her second. So Ward with 2 fouls, Hill with 2 fouls, and Roberts with 2 fouls. Something to consider in the second half.
Well, the Lions pulled to within 1, and now the Stars have answered with 5 quick points.
Winston gets it over to Rodriguez, has a good look and knocks it down. Solid shot from Rodriguez there, just identifying that this is where I want to take the shot from. Don't try to drive it forward. I've got my positioning. I've got my space I need. Go ahead and pull up the jumper.
You were mentioning a while ago we haven't heard much from Nia. That's because she's gotten several assists just like that one.
Three-point shot is no good. And over the back is going to get called on Koulibaly. She gets the rebound, but goes over the top. It's a loose ball foul, and therefore it will be free throws. And it's Lakin Ward again, who knocked down one of the 2 last time. Chance to try to trim this back to a 2-point deficit. And so again, for the Stars, they go up 8-0 to start the game. Lady Lions fight their way back in. They push it back to 6, and I hear the Lady Lions have a chance to cut it back to 2.
Ward is a 5'10" freshman. Went to Wonderview High School. State champions there in the natural state.
See, that was a long three-pointer there, and again, that is just going over the back. Again, it's tough when you're 6'2". You're technically always over the back because you're that tall. But made the contact while going up. And the Lady Lions cut the deficit to 2 with just over a minute remaining. Shot is good. That's Autumn Huffman. And it's 42-38.
I don't think if you asked people before the game that if the score would be this close at the half, you would have had very few takers. The Lions.
And that's something we have not seen in anything at all, really, in this game so far, is just unnecessary, unforced errors from the Lady Lions, and there's one right there. Again, that's why they're in the game so far. They've played very solid basketball. They've had turnovers here and there, but not like that.
Yeah, that
Usually solid steals from Oklahoma City.
That one was unforced, a little too hard of a pass when you're that close.
Shot is up, off, no good. Rebound is pulled down. Shot clock is off, so Lady Lions can hold for final shot if they want to. Hill will pull up, and they might try just that. Winston back over to Hill. Shot clock is under 10 now. Winston driving around the corner, loses the ball. Scooped up by Ward, who can't get it. And the buzzer will sound, but like you said, if you would have told everyone before the game that it was going to be a 4-point deficit at the half for the Lady Lions, I think you'd say you're very impressed with that. And the Lady Lions can be very impressed with their play so far, and they have areas to improve on. That's the thing. If they can play better basketball, they have to realize they're 20 minutes away from pulling off what would truly be a stunning upset. You want to talk about unbalancing the Sooner Athletic Conference just with almost no notice. That would be just, again, monumental what they're trying to do at the moment. Well, as the men come out and warm up, we'll remind you that they will be up next. The number 2 team in the nation, SAGU Lions, will be hosting the men from Oklahoma City. We'll have that soon after the conclusion of this one. Right now, we're going to take a quick break and be back later with some first half stats and some analysis, as well as second half adjustments on what has truly been a surprising first half here at the Schaefer Center. You're watching the SAGU Sports Network. Welcome back to the Schaefer Center, where after 20 minutes of play, the Lady Lions trail the Oklahoma City Stars 42-38. Oklahoma City, the number 3 team in the nation. And looking at some first half stats right now, you really see where the Lady Lions have kept in this one. They're actually out shooting the Stars 45% to 42%. They've kept things even on steals and on turnovers. Really, the story, though, as to why they're behind is rebounds. They were out-rebounded in the first half 25 to 13 by the Stars had a 3 advantage on offensive rebounds. You look at those stats, getting almost doubled up on rebounds, 25-13, getting beat on offensive rebounds 10-3, and you think to yourself, this is the game we expected. This is the 52-30 score everybody on campus was dreading today when they saw the email go out for the fact they're playing the number 3 team in the nation. That's not been the case at all. The Lady Lions have been in this since about 4 minutes in when they fell behind 8-0. They fought back in. They are very much in this game right now. And I think it's kind of indicative of the fact that right now you'll see the Lady Lions out there warming up. The Stars have not hit the floor left with just 2 minutes to go to the half. They're getting a bit of a talking to, and I have a feeling the message is, you know what, I think you girls might have slept on this team. I think you girls might have thought that because the Lady Lions record is just 2-3 in conference, this isn't the best point we're going to play this year by far, at least as a standing show. You might have taken a bit too easy. Let's go ahead and go out there and play them for real now. We got some player stats over here. Really, what do you see in the player stats that kind of shows you where the game is right now?
Well, Autumn Huffman, the forward, has got some very good numbers. 8 points, 8 rebounds, 5 of them on the offensive end, and a block shot in just 14 minutes. Koulibaly, 6 points and just 3 boards. She's turned the ball over 5 times, which has hurt her. Kayla McKenzie, 6 points. 6 points. Autumn Lau, 7 points. Kara Pugh has 6. So they're not looking bad. I mean, they can't be too disappointed at 42 points in the first half. 14 out of 33 from the field. On the foul line, 12 out of 14. For the Lions, Nia Winston, 18 points, already above her game average. 7 of 15 in shooting, 4 of 6 from long distance. She's got 2 assists. Also, Charity Page, 8 points and 3 boards. She's made all 3 of her shots. Lakin Ward, 8 points and 3 boards. And that looks solid for the Lions. And then Jaira Rodriguez has got 4 points, making 2 out of 3. And no one else has scored. The Lions are 13 of 29 from the field. And on the foul line, they're 8 out of 9. So they have done more than their share to stay in the game. And I would not be surprised to see the Stars come out with a little bit of fire in their eyes, because they started strong and probably thought this was going to be easier than what it's become. And that's why it's always difficult, Tim, for a team to run the table, is because you've got so many league games and half of them are on the road, and you know that teams are going to bring their better effort to see how they stack up against a team like yourself. And the Stars look like a team that's coasted a little bit on defense. I bet you they pick it up this half.
Well, really, that is the thing. Obviously, they score 42, so they're on pace. They average 83 points a game, so they're halfway there pretty much. Offensively, they're on pace. Defensively, they let the Lady Lions get back in this with Nia Winston, and then finally later on in the first half with other players. Well, here we go now. Lady Lions looking for the big upset. Taylor Hill with the layup won't go, but Lakin Ward, offensive rebound, puts it back. And that's where you wanted to start this one. Playing strong inside, cutting lead right back down to 2.
Ward now with 10 points. She's 2 out of 3 from the field, made all 6 of her free throws.
McKenzie over to Johnson. Inside, and that's going to be easy right there. When you get it inside to Autumn Huffman all alone, that's just an easy put in.
Huffman now with 10 points, 5 out of 10 from the field.
Outside to Hill for 3, knocks it down. That's Hill's first points of the game, knocking down the 3 from the top of the key. It's 44-43.
She was 0 for 4 until then, and she had the confidence to wrist that one in from the top.
Ball is knocked away by Hill, but picked up by Johnson. Fighting in is Neal, and she puts it off the glass. Good job of backing the defender down, spinning around, and trusting that little square on the back of the backboard.
You have to be impressed by Neal's game.
Pull-up jump from McAfee, no good, but there is a foul called. And it looks like this is going to be in the act of shooting. It will be 2 shots for McAfee. Foul comes against Yvonne Neal. That's her first.
Tim, you and I are missing something here on number 25's name. To you, she's McAfee. To me, she's McAfee. And probably half her family calls it one way or the other. But whatever the case is, she's playing well and drew that foul.
Looked good in the first half. Still just 1 point, but very central to that working defense. And yeah, it was the contact made after the shot. Again, the defense that hasn't been, stellar, but this is a team that, putting up 83 points a game going against a team like the Lady Lions thought, well, maybe we have a chance to score even more than that. McAfee hits the bench, and Jai Rodriguez will check in, and the lead is back to 2 as we reach the 18.5-minute mark of the second half. Pass inside. Jumper is good. That's Huffman. And so far, the Stars looking pure on offense. They had to ride a lot of offensive rebounds in the first half to overcome some bad shooting. But Winston for 3, no good. Rodriguez was in position for the rebound, but the ball just sort of went over her head. So back down the floor come the Stars. Neal driving in off the glass and good. And we mentioned this, the Stars might come out with a whole new level of aggressiveness now that they see that this is not going to be a cakewalk, that you can't play your second best and beat the Lady Lions. Up and good. Nice, strong move. Charity Page.
She did not start the ball game, but look at the way she's playing. And right now it's 8-8 in the first 2 minutes of the second half.
And she has 10 points on the game. And this foul, a little bit of discussion on what it's going to be. The fist is still in the air for the fact that there is a foul call, but the discussion is who it was on. Is it offensive? Is it defensive?
I think they're talking about that deal over at Tuscan Slice here in Waxahachie.
No, they're definitely in discussion because Page definitely crashed in on the player, but it looked like it might have been a flailing arm that caused the contact. We see right here the replay. Inside. And it looks like Page grabs the shoulder, but then the arm whips around and hits Page in the face. That's Koulibaly. So yeah, it looks like there was an initial foul right there. You can see you call that for Page, but then clearly just a shove.
With Koulibaly's left, they may call a double foul here.
And the call is coming in. It looks like it is going to be.
Because one of them is on Page.
Yeah, one will be on Page and one will be on Koulibaly. So Page initiates it by making contact with the player's arm. However, it looks like Koulibaly is going to get called with a flagrant because
she got her
Nia
in the
Winston.
throat.
Yeah, Nia Winston is shooting free throws here. Latricia Trammell asking for an explanation, but if you watch the replay here, it's pretty clear. Page comes in and makes contact with the arm. That's the foul. But then Koulibaly, as it scrolls forward here, makes the contact, comes up, and just kind of shoves underneath the throat.
Yeah,
so
with
Winston
the
shooting the free throw now. It's up and good. Definitely want to take advantage of that as the Lady Lions. So a double foul is called. However, that is the second foul called against Charity Page.
In defense of the Stars, the first part of the foul by Page was a split second before the second, but the officials obviously don't see it that way.
Winston misses the second. They'll move back down the court now. And it will be the Stars' ball since the foul did occur first on the lay line. So it's essentially what that amounts to is a dead ball foul against the Stars since the foul occurred at first. So the possession will stay with the Stars. Taylor Hill picks it away. Driving down the floor. Gets hit. Winston goes up. Hill comes out with the rebound somehow. Just lands in her hip pocket. Comes away with it. Now Rodriguez moving the ball. Dishes it back out to Hill, who will reset the offense. Shot clock now at 10 seconds.
Well, the ball, I don't think it ever hit the rim while ago.
Hill has it knocked away.
Oh, boy.
Kara Pugh, and she'll just settle back out. Didn't have the speed to outrun the three Lady Lions crashing on top of her, so they will just reset back out on offense. Pugh can shoot from there, but she'll dish it over. No good. Driving inside, swatted away by Charity Page.
Charity Page closed the book on that shot.
And a foul called on the inside here. And that's going to come against Nia Winston, her second foul. But Charity Page with the swat. Playing a big part here in the second half already. It's Pugh. Over to McKenzie. McKenzie inside to Lau, who is fouled by Charity Page, and that's Page's second in just a few minutes, so it's her third foul overall. Yeah, if you're the Lady Lions, this is what you kind of live with when you're going to play aggressively. It's worked out on many occasions so far in this game, but it's also going to get fouls called. No good. Offensive rebound. We got a jump ball called, but the possession arrow is pointing towards the Stars. It'll flip back over to the Lions now, but it will stay Stars ball. Into the game now, Shakita Roberts for Jai Rodriguez, as well as Alexis McAfee, as Page will go to the bench. Roberts been out for the last little while after she hit her second foul, and the offense really started clicking. Shot is blocked by Winston.
That's
wow.
Two blocks down here.
You know, you're not, Nia Winston, 5'6", is pretty much the last person you expect to get a block, but she reads the ball perfectly, guides it up, and knocks it out of bounds. Three-point shot is good, though.
Oh.
Kayla McKenzie answers any hope of that being a successful defensive stand for the Lady Lions.
She's got 10 points, and all of that took place down there, and they still came away with points. The offensive boards, a couple of fouls.
Winston and Roberts, it looks like she picked off the pass. It looked like it was intended for Hill.
It was going to Hill.
And the crowd wanting a travel there, and I think they deserve it, but they don't get it. Fired inside. Roberts playing strong, and a foul's going to come on here against Alexis McAfee.
And
that's
Roberts
gonna be
is saying, I didn't do anything. And the issue with the defense is whenever you let the player get the ball right in the middle of the paint.
Well, the foul could have been on Roberts as well. You see in the replay there. Foul could have been on either player, but it's McAfee who gets it. And that's actually worse for the Lady Lions because that one was in the act of shooting. The first one would not have been. So to the line goes Autumn Lau, and she misses the first.
When you play the zone defense, which the Lions do as well as anybody in the country and have for years, when you're in back of the player and you let that entry pass get there, you're in trouble.
Lau hits the second, and the lead is up to 7 now for the Stars. Stars' largest lead is just 8, and again, they took that just 2 minutes into this game, up 8-0. But they have not been able to reach that again. McAfee, no good on the shot, but the rebound goes to Winston. Goes up, gets the foul. So she'll head to the line, standing at 19 points on the evening. And if you're the Lady Lions, these are some big free throws right here, as the Stars have stretched it back out a little ways. You want to keep them close.
Winston, who missed most of last year with an injury, from Garland, Texas, went to Lakeview Centennial High School, and then spent a year at Panola Junior College in Texas before transferring here to the GU.
Winston hits the second. She's at 20 now, and the lead is back to 6. Three-point shot off the mark. And again, the Stars come away with the rebound. A lot of these are just tipping off of hands and landing in the secondary players. Foul is called on the floor. That's against Autumn Lau, and that's going to turn the ball over for the Stars.
I think it was on a moving screen. Many of you may be watching the game as well as following on live stats at the scores table. Our assistant SID, Sports Information Director, Lucius Howington, in the white sweater, is bringing the live stat version of the game.
Foul is going to come in against Autumn Huffman here.
Live stats is a digital account of the play-by-play, and it gives team totals and individual totals in real time. Always a great way to be informed during a broadcast.
Rodriguez will step in for McAfee now. And that is the third foul against Autumn Huffman. So a little bit of foul trouble now on some Stars. Rodriguez with a deep three, and that's going to be well short of the mark. Here come the Stars. Driving is Yvonne Neal. Way too strong there. Ball goes out of bounds, and it'll go over to the Lady Lions. Under 15 to play now. Now there's some discussion.
Yeah, I thought it went off of SAGU from what I saw. Yeah.
And they'll turn it back over now.
Yeah. You can watch a replay right here.
And it looks like, yeah, it looks like it does go off of it. It's always so hard to tell.
Shakita Roberts.
Roberts is going to get called with it going off her hand, but there was a player right behind her. It's a bang-bang play, but after the discussion, the referees rule that it did go off of Roberts' hands. Lau fighting inside. Jumper is good from Albany Anderson.
Great recognition there by Lau. Had nowhere to go, had 3 players around her, kicked it out to Albany Anderson, and she knocked down the shot from 15 feet.
And the lead is back up to 8 for the Stars. Rodriguez, she had a chance to take the 3, but couldn't handle it. Here comes Winston for the 3, though. Bounce won't go. Lakin Ward with the offensive board, puts it back.
She salutes the student section over there. Release the Lakin.
And you can really feel Lakin Ward just stepping up as a player right now. Strong drive inside, though, from Autumn Lau. Gets the lay-in, and the lead is back to 8. So crucial moments now for the Lady Lions. As, again, this game is, long ways to go. It's not slipping away from you by any means. You're still just down by 8. And if you'd have asked just about anybody before the game, hey, would you be happy with the Lady Lions being down by 8 this late in the game? You'd say, yeah, that's a great game. But I always say this. You aim to impress first. You aim to make a statement on, okay, we're not just going to be some team you're going to cast off, beat down, and walk out of here without even breaking a sweat. But once you're in that position, go ahead and win the game. You're close enough to win the game. you're playing good enough to win the game. You take away a few of those offensive rebounds that the Stars just keep on coming away with, you have a shot to win this game. So at this point for the Lady Lions, they can hang their hat on the fact that, yeah, we've proven that we can hang with the number 3 team in the nation. There's 14 minutes left, though. Go out and upset the number 3 team in the nation. Winston drives inside and is going to get that just knocked away by Lau, but good save from Roberts. All the way back over to Hill, sets the screen for Gyra. That's off the mark, and Lau will come away with it.
We have to knock that shot down. It was set up well.
Charge! Taylor Hill takes the charge, and she jumps up excited, plants her feet.
Well, the head coach, Latricia Trammell, is all over the official on that call. But you did see her knock her off right before she went up for the shot. It was a good-looking play.
Hill planted her feet, kept her hands by her side, didn't make a play on the ball. Good draw right there by Taylor Hill. Now Ward out to Rodriguez, and Hill almost loses it, picks it back up. Lady Lions are trying to hang on to the ball here. Rodriguez drives inside underneath, and Ward, another offensive board, can't get it to go. And one. Shakita Roberts gets the rebound, puts it back up, and the foul, and you see the Stars huddle back up as the Lady Lions have a chance to trim it back to 5.
2 years ago when Roberts last played, she missed last year, but 2 years ago she led the nation in blocks with 114, had 98 as a sophomore. That's what she's known for, rebounds and blocking shots, and she's playing hard. In the last week or so, she has really begun to elevate her game here in her swan song senior season.
Well, she misses the free throw there. The lead stands at 58-52. 3-point shot off the mark. Roberts comes away with it.
Well, the Lions, Tim, dovetailing off of what you said a moment ago, need to get more drive when the score is close. They seem to ease up a tad when they're within a point. They've got to take the lead and see how the Stars play when they're behind.
Pull-up jump from Yvonne Neal. She misses, and Ward will get it. It's true. The Lady Lions have had chances throughout the game to take a lead. They've had possession with a chance to tie or take a lead, and they've never taken advantage of that. They've never tied the game. They've never led, although they've just been on the Stars' heels all game. Here's Roberts driving in, out to Ward, over to Winston. Winston, off-balance shot, won't go, but she gets the rebound. That's going to be blocked. Gets that. Back over to Roberts, who tips it over to Hill. The Lady Lions will reset. That's a good move. Try to capitalize on this. Ward, nice shot, but just a little bit too far.
She hurried that. She needed to go with the left hand.
She created the separation, but didn't have the right range. I think she thought she might have separated a little bit more. And that shot sails just about over everybody's head. McKenzie misfires. Now into the game, Bethany Kroc will come in for Nia Winston. That's the first time she's going to see the floor.
And also Charity Page is in. You know, and Kroc many times steps in and brings some real good energy to the team.
So she is a very hard-fighting player. If you're wondering, that is the first time Nia Winston has sat in this game. So I think Coach Beadle's kind of acknowledging time to give her a break. Kroc with the little mini hook there, won't go, but the Lady Lions will keep the ball. I think he sees, you know what, we might be in this game till the end. I need to give my star some breaks so he can have a chance. Hill with the drive, won't go. Rebound. Page draws the foul. She'll go to the line.
I'll tell you what, Coach Beadles and Corey Henry have done a great job preparing their team for this. Because normally this would be the kind of game that a team would just look at and just write it off. We're not in the same league with them, but they've come out here with a mindset from the very beginning. Even the way it started, falling behind 8-0, you would think, this is what we feared.
Well, this game is really crucial for more than one reason. Thursday, the number 16 team, at least at the moment, number 16, John Brown comes in here. So you can give yourself this motivational message. Hey, if halfway through the second half we can be 4 points down on the number 3 team, we can take the number 16 team. Kroc, you talked about what she can be, and she gets the steal there. Good ball handling. Gets it over to Hill. Hill over to Roberts, who fights her way in, doesn't get it to roll. But yeah, this can be an important statement just for the team to say, hey, no reason we can't beat John Brown. We're hanging with Oklahoma City. Why can't we hang with John Brown? Ball is turned over. McKenzie just loses control and can't catch it before it rolls out of bounds.
A little timeout action on the floor. And to be honest with you, I wasn't even thinking ahead to John Brown because I'm so enjoying seeing some of the potential that this team has had during the season and watching them actually come out and play like it.
Well, again, there's absolutely no reason to think ahead to John Brown right now. You're very much in this game. Like I said, at this point, almost 30 minutes into the game, pretty much no matter what happens from here on out, even if Oklahoma City were to go on a massive run and still win by double digits, you've proven, okay, we can hang with a team like this. We can fight with a team like this. We can keep on going. So why not go out and try to win it? You've already proven yourself now. Right. Oklahoma City won't take you lightly again. They won't come out again thinking this is a gimme. So go ahead. You're just 4 points down. You've got the ball. You've got a chance to stun the nation. So, and as Coach Beatles knows it, he's talking to the players right now.
That's the only guy in the place that's yawning, but maybe he's just taking an opportunity during the timeout. You know, Arlen Beatles over there has been here at the school 9 years. He's from the South. He went to Southern Nazarene University, and he's been around big-time athletics for years. And I don't know if you know this, Tim, his son is the vice president of the Atlanta Falcons.
Actually had a chance to meet with him this last summer,
you?
So yeah.
And he has another son that's a doctor. I mean, Arlen's done a great job raising a family, and then to take this team and create that family atmosphere in there. And the team plays hard. It's tough to get players who will buy into a zone defense, but it enables them to stay in games, and when they're effective, which is a lot of times, you get this kind of an effort. The last 2 years we had a losing record, but the previous 3 years we're winning an average of 24 games a year.
He led the team to the national tournament back in 2010. He'd love to be back there in a few years. Rodriguez knocks down the jumper over opposition. She was defended the whole way. Strong look from Rodriguez.
Jaira, meaning provider, she just provided 2 points on a nice contested jumper from about 15, 16 feet out.
Long three-point back from Yvonne Neal. That's no good. And now we talked about this. Can the Lady Lions find a way to convert at these moments? You're approaching the 10-minute mark, have a chance to tie or take the lead on this possession. What do? Can you handle it?
And we're doing it without Winston on the floor.
That's very impressive what this team has done with Winston sitting. They have cut the gap to 2, and the best player is not out there. And she's going to come back in here in a few minutes, well rested and ready to go to the stretch. Ties her up.
Crocodile Rock. She comes in, rips the ball, gets the possession. The Lady Lions have a second chance to tie it up, Tim.
And she has 2 forced turnovers since she's been in now. Got the steal and now forcing the jump ball. So again, she hadn't seen the floor in this game yet. She's come in and helped really be a spark to keep the Lady Lions very much in this one. Rodriguez creates a little bit of separation for Hill, who drives inside, makes the adjustment, won't go. Roberts comes away with it. Croc with the jumper, knocks it down.
Yes!
We are tied with 9:30 left.
And how about that, Tim? We got an offensive board, and Roberts kicked it out, and Croc popped it.
And Croc making all the time she needs right now. Croc tips it away. Hill comes away with it and just saves it from going out of bounds. She dribbles down the floor. So we approach the 9-minute mark. Inside, easy look for Roberts. Won't go. Croc
she has
fighting.
to make that.
She took the wrong route. She got it and turned, really, she turned right when she should have turned left. If she'd have turned left, she would have had the easy lay-in. Timeout called by Oklahoma City, and the Lady Lions bench got to be fired up. Under 9 left, and we are tied. The first tie since it was 0-0. That is how much they've had to fight all game. They haven't had that breath of fresh air of being tied or having the lead. They have hung with them the whole way, and just hats off to the way this team is playing. And a little bit of concern on Oklahoma City. Again, you get this feeling early on in the game of, okay, this is just a team proving themselves. We'll get away. We'll create the separation. Now you have to realize it's anybody's ball game. We're back at square one, not at all together, with less than 9 minutes remaining.
And you can see on the scoreboard, well, we can see on the scoreboard, Lions have 4 timeouts left. Coach Trammell has now used 4. They just have 2 left, and that is an indicator that they're having to call timeouts to stem the tide and to make adjustments, and frankly, maybe to add a little fire in their kitchen, because the Lions continue to bring it. Now, if the Lions could develop a couple of scoring opportunities here, and you can see Coach Beatles is going to this group that's here. You guys have fought to tie it. I'm leaving you in there.
Yep, leaving him in right now. Right now, he is saving Nia Winston. She's still over on the far end of the bench.
With Lakin Ward.
Yeah, with Lakin Ward. So you got 2 players out there who have been the biggest difference makers of this game. They're on the bench, and the Lady Lions have their first tie. So you better believe that when they come back in this game in a moment, and you know they will, they'll be well rested, and they've got to be motivated by what they're seeing from the 5 on the floor right now. Croc shuffles over. Feels like she can cover 3 people at once sometimes, how quick she moves left and right.
She hasn't been on the floor much in the last few games. Is that a travel?
Yeah, looks like they're going to call turnover against the Stars. So
they're pressing a bit. They're pressing.
Here come the Lady Lions. Another chance to take a lead. Hill over to Croc. Back to Hill. Croc finds the lane, takes it. It's going to get swatted by Lau. And a technical foul is going to come against Autumn Lau. After she swatted it, she said some choice words. Not sure what they were, but the T was formed immediately. And now this is going to be interesting, actually, because I believe it was Lau. Again, we never got the official ruling on whether
Technical,
it was a
42.
Yeah, taunting. So it was taunting after the block shot. We never got an official ruling. And apparently the first one was just a flagrant foul, because she was the one that had the flagrant, I believe. No, actually, that was Koulibaly. Correct me, that was Koulibaly. I thought we might be dealing with an ejection, but we will not. So now Ja Rodriguez will get 2 shots. Tie ball game. And it still is. Wanted to hit those. It feels like there's just a lid wherever the Stars are right now. The Lady Lions can't get over.
Unfortunate that she would choose that time.
But Rodriguez is the second.
And the Lions are ahead.
They are ahead. With 8:23 remaining, the Lady Lions have their first lead of the game. Back into the game is Nia Winston as Croc sits. She made the most of her minutes, forcing 2 turnovers, knocking down the game-tying jumper.
I'm a little surprised they left Lau in, especially for the kind of technical she got. There's no place in the game for that.
Well, it's a little bit of frustration you see on the Stars. They didn't expect this to be this much of a game. So you make a big play, you just get a little bit too excited. 3-pointer from Neal. That's a big answer from the Stars after they fall behind for the first time. Their leading scorer on the season, she has 13 now on the game.
Yeah, they needed that one. They have been very unproductive in most of their recent trips down the floor. Good shot.
And a foul is going to turn the ball over. And it was a reach around, or at least trying to get the positioning, a push. And that's going to be against Roberts. That's her 3rd. Lakin Ward runs to the scorer's table, and she will check in for Roberts.
That was a costly penalty.
Yeah, you need to take advantage of every single possession right now in this tight of a game.
Team fouls right now, Tim. The SAGU has 8. Oklahoma City has 5.
Flip it.
Oh, it is the opposite, Red. That's correct.
3-point shot, no good, but another offensive rebound. Out to Neal. Another 3-point shot, and that one's good.
I'll tell you.
And the 3-point, and again, the offensive boards kill the Lady Lions.
You just wonder how many times they cashed in on each of those offensive caroms to keep a possession alive.
A lot of second chance points. Hill for 3. Dead away, it won't go. And the ball's going to go over to the Stars. A lot of pushing, a lot of falling. No calls.
Yeah, it looked like Page and Ward were battling each other for the ball. We're down by 5. The Lions need a stop here.
Yeah,
to stay in this game. They don't need to give
6-0
up a
run
point.
for the Stars since they fell behind by 1. Both of them off of three-pointers. Neal looks at another, but decides to keep it on the floor. Drive in on Winston. Underneath layup won't go, and Rodriguez comes away with it. The Lady Lions just settle down now, go down. This is a big possession. Go down to score again. Keep this a one-possession game.
That was a nice pass inside by Lau. She has really kept her focus after that technical.
Shot won't go, rattles in and out.
It wanted
Goes out of
to.
bounds, the ball will stay here. That's a good point, though, what you said with Lau. Sometimes a player can take a technical and have it enrage him even more, have him play even more out of control. But sometimes a good player takes that as a warning. Okay, I'm getting out of control. It's thank you, ref. Thanks for telling me that I was getting out of control, and now I need to calm down, refocus my play. So she's definitely played with some control since then. Lady Lions will keep possession. Shot clock. Ball wasn't in play long enough for the shot clock even to tick down, so it's still at 30. Winston working, driving inside. What a move by Winston, putting it in.
She wheels, she deals, she knocks down the jumper.
And Winston, almost gets the steal there. Sold out on it. Lau for 3. It's going to be short, but another offensive board. Feels like a broken record right now, the way that the Stars keep pulling them down.
Yeah.
It's good. That's Autumn Huffman. And for the Lady Lions, again, still plenty of time to come back in this game. But you're really going to kick yourself if you end up losing by single digits to the number 3 team in the nation, and you have been outboarded on the offensive end by such an extensive margin. You take 2 of those away, and all of a sudden, you're in the lead right now.
And so much of that is about desire, and it's about hunger and
Nice,
hustle.
great look from Lakin Ward over to Rodriguez, who just lays it in off the glass. We're approaching the 5-minute mark, and this is still very much a game. 66-63, Oklahoma City leads. 3-point shot, that looks good, it is. Kayla McKenzie answers back, and Coach Beatles calls a timeout. It's gonna be a full timeout as the Stars have pushed it back to 6.
You've got 5 players out on the floor in black and blue, and 4 of them are in double figures with 13 and 15 and 13 and 12. And then my favorite, 21, has just 6, and it looked like she was going to dominate early on.
Coulibaly started the game off very strong, but has not really found any sort of offensive success since then. And so now the Lady Lions back in a tough squeeze here, down by 6, just over 5 minutes remaining. And you see, as I said it, you see Coach Beatles look up at the scoreboard and say, we got 5 minutes. So they have kept in this game the whole way, never fallen any farther behind by 8. And now look at, I like seeing this right here. Brittany Griffin giving some encouragement into the players. She hasn't played much this game, but she's getting in there and offering some encouragement, offering some advice that she saw on the floor. It's good to see the players interacting with each other, giving each other some cues. Well, we're back on Thursday night. This one still has a lot to go, but we do have another game left this week as the Lady Lions will be hosting John Brown. That game will be at 6 p.m. with another game, the men's game, to follow at 8. Both John Brown teams currently ranked nationally, both men's and women's. We'll see where they are after the new polls drop tomorrow. But for right now, the Lady Lions got 5 minutes to try to make some waves in the NAIA. Rodriguez over to an open Hill, pulls it down.
Hill is being guarded by Neal, playmaker.
Over to Winston. Just really hasn't had much success driving in. Shot clock down to 3. Rodriguez has to take the shot, but she's going to travel.
Traveled. Oh.
She thought she never really had a good possession of the ball. Thought about putting it up from 3. Saw where she was on the shot clock and tried to advance it up to an easier jumper from really the free throw line, but that forced the travel.
She should have just taken the shot. She was open, had a good look.
So now the Stars with a chance. Oh, and just a bad pass by Neal. I don't think she was trying to throw that to Coach Trammell, but she did, and I don't think Coach Trammell wanted it. If you're the Stars, that was a big possession, chance to go up by 8, maybe 9 with just 4 minutes remaining. Big turnover, just cracking that door, leaving the little pass to the lines to play. Rodriguez almost loses it, chases it down. Winston, 4-3, no good. Fights for it, and Winston trying to scrap in for the ball. Fouls McKenzie, gives her a pat on the back, saying no hard feelings. I just really wanted that ball.
And it was just the 6th team foul. From now on, every foul is going to send somebody to the line. 4 minutes left in the game, Tim. You have to love this kind of basketball.
Oh, it really is amazing, especially when it really entered pretty much everyone's mind for this game of, you know what, this could get ugly. And how good the Stars are, even though the Lions are a very solid team. Neal for 3, puts them up by 9. That was
that's the second dagger she's put in since the Lions took the lead.
Yeah.
That's what you get from your key players.
She was the leading scorer all year. She hasn't shown much until now, but she's hitting when it matters most. Hill fakes up. Lakin Ward hasn't knocked away, but gets it back out to Hill. Rodriguez, shot clock down under 10. Over, nice look to Hill, who just can't get it to go.
Gotta hit those.
And now the Lady Lions letting some big opportunities slip through their fingers now. And you'll see that the Stars will slow down here. Yeah, ever since the Lady Lions took their first lead at 59-58, well, the Stars are on a 14-4 run, and they've run it out to a 9-point lead, their largest of the game. Here's another 3 from Lau, no good. Another offensive board for Huffman, though, and even more important, that means extra seconds burnt off the clock, and the Lady Lions need every last one of those at the moment.
Yeah, those last couple of misses in there by Hill and by Rodriguez are really costly. And this is another testament to the Stars. When you can win, because it looks like they're going to it, if you can win when you're not playing your best ball, that's a great sign.
Hill comes away with it. They finally, after a few offensive rebounds, they don't let the Stars convert. Rodriguez, long pass over to Hill. Winston for 3. That looks good, just a bit short from this angle. That looked like it was going to be perfect. No such luck. And now the clock will tick under 2 minutes remaining. And the Lady Lions might just be left to wonder what could have been for just a few plays. The stunner that this one might have been. Hill's going to get caught with the foul, and that'll send the Stars to the line.
You can, those last couple of misses, you can just feel hope go out of the building. It's like we're breaking them down. You've got the opportunity, and these are not difficult shots, and we're missing them.
First free throw is good, and the lead is up to 10. Yeah, again, you took that 1-point lead, and at that point, again, you have your chance. You have your chance to not just make a great showing, which you have. Second free throw is no good, but that works just as well for the Stars. They'll get to milk the clock some more and force the Lady Lions to consider fouling here.
Well, you had the missed shot by Rodriguez. She also had a turnover. Hill missed hers on a great pass inside, and it was a great show until they got to the last 3 or 4 minutes.
Coach calls timeout for the Lady Lions, and yet it has moved to 12 now. And as I always say with the men, because it also works this way for the Lions as well, how they push it at the very end. You want your largest lead late in the game, and that's what the Stars have right now. They pushed it to 12, and it looks like they're going to weather a ferocious comeback, a ferocious attempt by the Lady Lions. And probably the most disheartening thing right now is that if the Lady Lions don't make a big show of it here in the last minute and a half, the scoreboard is not going to be indicative of this game. To someone who just looks at the scoreboard, they're going to say, oh, looks like Oklahoma City walked away with a double-digit win that they always knew they'd have. This game was close from start to finish. The Lady Lions were in it to win it. Took a 1-point lead, and like we said, since that 1-point lead, it is now a 17-4 run for the Stars.
Tim, after shooting 45% in the first half, in the second half, the Lions have shot 34 times, have made 9. So that hot start has cooled off to 35% for the game right now. Oklahoma City has remained steady. They were at 44% at the half. They're still at 44%. Though the rebounds, 49-31 in favor of the Stars, who have 21 on the offensive glass. The Lions have 16, but they haven't cashed in on those. And the thing that the Lions have done well, they forced 19 turnovers while committing only 14 themselves.
Yep. There'll be a lot to take away positive for this game. Right now, Lady Lions need some big shots very quick if they want the big positive of a W. Nice look inside, but just a bit too strong through the hands of Winston.
And I'll tell you something else the Stars have done. After that great start by Winston when she had 18 points early on, she's got 22. She's 8 out of 25 from the field, 4 out of 11 from the arc, and they have had her shadowed everywhere she went.
Definitely give credit to the Stars for what they've done there. Winston comes away with the steal, though. She'll try to add some points to her total, and she does. Give credit to Lady Lions, though, because it looked like early on the only way they were going to score was through the hands of number 14. And they found a way to score without Winston when she was, remember, the Lady Lions took the lead when Winston was off the floor. So the Lady Lions found a way to exist without Nia Winston in this game. Could have used some more help from her in the closing moments, but she definitely offered all she could to keep them in the game early. If it hadn't been for her early heroics, this could have been a blowout from the start. As it is now, the Stars will push it back to 12. Brief stop here. Looks like player will check in for the Stars. That's Kara Pugh will come in for Autumn Lau.
Also joining Winston in double figures, Lakin Ward, 12 points, 7 rebounds, and Jaira Rodriguez has 9 points. Has done well shooting, except for outside the arc, 0 for 3. In fact, the Lions are 5 for 17 outside the arc, and the Stars, who are one of the lower teams in the league in threes per game, have hit 7 out of 20.
And again, it was those two. After Lady Lions took the 1-point lead, it was those 2 3-pointers that pushed it right back to 5 in the blink of an eye. And all of a sudden, the Lady Lions' brief glimmer that they really were going to have a chance to pull this off was suddenly fading quickly. Talk a bit about Charity Page, though. She's put up some pretty good numbers in this game for not playing a whole lot of minutes, really.
Page, we're looking for her on the stat board, and her numbers actually are not showing up online.
Well, on the scoreboard here at the stadium, she is given 10 points total, so she's also in double figures. Unsure what the current holdup is.
Here she is. They've got her 4 out of 5 from the field and 4 out of 5 on the line with 4 rebounds. She did get in a little foul trouble, but that's 3 players in double figures, and we haven't had that in a while.
Yeah, so she has 12 online. And again, 4 out of 5. That's good. Every time she's taken a shot, she's made it count. Lady Lions will pass it up ahead now. Whatever the issue was, it has been resolved. Winston picks it up, almost loses it. And it's just a little bit of trying to pad the scoreboard. Not really trying to, again, something about whitewashing the scoreboard and make it look better. This is just trying to make it look like it was. As the Stars will hold on to it here, the Lady Lions will foul. And so again, I say unfortunately, again, a loss is a loss, but unfortunately this is more than likely about to go down in the books as a double-digit loss. But everyone in this stadium knows that's not the case. This was a game that the Lady Lions had every chance to pull off, but the Stars proved who they were late. They proved why they're the number 3 team in the nation. They proved that they can withstand a night when they're not shooting as well, when they're letting an opponent do a lot of things on offense. And so they have weathered it, and they're going to walk away with a win. Rodriguez is going to shoot a 3. It'll be no good. Ball will go out, and the Stars will just run the clock out. They hang on for the 77-65 win. And for the moment, their number 3 ranking in the nation should be safe.
They led at the half, 42-38, and the Lions battled them tooth and nail until taking a 59-58 lead on a free throw by Charity Page. And then Neal stepped up with 2 death knell triples to stem the tide and to give the Stars that surge they needed. The Lions didn't have anybody who could answer once the Stars had regained their composure and went on to win. They ended up shooting 45%. The Lions shot 35%, rebounding 50-32 in favor of the Stars. And on the foul line, that was really not that much of an issue. Oklahoma City 14 of 19, the Lions 14 of 20.
Well, again, your final here. The Stars hold on to win 77-65. Well, don't go anywhere. As the women's teams leave the floor, the men's teams will take the floor. The number 2 team in the nation, the SAGU Lions, will come out against the Oklahoma City Stars. We'll be back here in just a few moments with pregame there. You're watching the SAGU Sports Network.